How is it? How is it we are not but a few hours removed of the 8-month anniversary of the Bud Light disaster launched by Dylan Mulvaney ever so long ago? April 1st, a day that will live in infamy at the Anheuser Busch headquarters. How can we find anything fresh at this point in time? I thought every stone was overturned, every nook and cranny was checked, every dark corner was observed, but we're still finding new stuff that's out there. It truly is the gift that keeps on giving. I never thought just finding a goofy little video on the internet with an over-enthusiastic mental patient would spiral into a multi-month saga that literally everybody has dunked on. 2023, it's been a wild one, boys. Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser Busch InBev, recorded a 14% revenue fall. Because we know that their volume sales have gone, well, into the shitter, because about 30%, okay, depending on the certain month, it's either between 25 to 30%, but yeah, that's where it's normally stayed. But now we're finally getting into the financials, because you could go ahead and, kind of cover up for volume, okay, the amount of stuff that you actually put out there for a little while, but eventually you're going to have to start reporting how much money you're making, and 14%, that's not good, man. In the United States, from July to September, yikes, according to latest quarterly results. Conservative campaigners have been boycotting Bud Light. Not just conservative, but you can do whatever you want. Until recently, America's most popular beer brand. Yes, the thing, it's not like Bud Light held that crown for 2+ decades. Oh, it actually did. Hilarious. In response to its collaboration with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney earlier this year on April 1st. And here we are. Here we are on Halloween. Mulvaney shared a video of herself drinking from a personalized beer Bud Light can. Well, actually, no. Okay, it showed a picture of the beer can. And yo, man, like, come on, Newsweek. I've used you guys multiple different times as sources in covering this stuff. You think that you'd get it right? Like the first video, okay? No, there was multiple ones, okay? The one in the bathtub, and then the one where, Dylan was all dressed up and your goofy wannabe Audrey Hepburn gimmick saying, I love the sports ball and the March Madness. But no, and then Dylan and one of the many, it's all about me and how badly I've been treated by everybody and nobody ever wanted to contact me, said that they couldn't even find the personalized beer can. So no, didn't drink out of that at all. Let's go ahead and get that right goddamn clear, okay, son? Which had been sent to celebrate 365 days of girlhood creep as part of the promotion with the company. In response, activists vowed to stop buying the brand, which obviously every time that we see a sales report, it's never been good. That just has not at all. Anheuser Busch's third quarter figures show 14% decline in U.S. revenue, along with a 17% fall in sales to American retailers. So they're just like, nah, we're good. And that spells a disaster. Similar to the figures it's recorded in the second quarter between April and June. No, they're going to be coming back. They're showing signs of recovery. Hey, there's good news that's on the horizon. Newsweek has reached out to Anheuser Busch InBev for comment by email, and they're too busy just going, fuck! Anyways, the poor U.S. figures contrasted with Anheuser-Busch's global performance, which saw its revenue increase by 5%. Yes, because, we're going to different companies and we got emerging markets that are out there. Yeah, you made new deals, and of course, you go from 0 to 1. That's a big boon for you. Well, let's see when you got comparable numbers over a long enough period of time. Are you going to try any of this transgender shit if you get a partnership over in China? Ya boy don't fucking think so. But I want you to take a look at this. Take a look at this, okay? This article, it came out first thing in the morning, 9:20 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Okay, when does Daylight Savings Time end? But regardless, okay, this came out at 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning. And ladies and gentlemen, Anheuser-Busch gets some good news from Bud Light drinkers. It looks like that check cashed, because a little under 7 hours later, they're just brand new good news, guys. It's all looking up from here. Don't mind any of the sales data that you probably read earlier in the day. That's all in the past. There is evidence that customers are willing to go back to drink. Are we living in is this a fucking fantasy scenario? Did I fall into a wormhole of just absolute misguided optimism? Like, we just seen it. The sales numbers, the precipitous drop has continued quarter after quarter. No longer do we have to go week after week, month after month. No, we have tangible numbers, but don't worry, people are coming back, guys. Any day now, any day, we'll be getting back that shelf space that we lost to everybody who's been capitalizing. Anyways, after Anheuser Busch faced boycotts this year from some conservative consumers, oh my God, the way that they're just trying to lay that at the feet of conservatives out there just really gets the old noggin jogging, doesn't it? The world's largest brewer with brands that include Budweiser, Stella Artois, and Corona saw total revenue jump by 5%. Yeah, overseas. That's not what they're putting in there. Yo, man, we just read that. We literally just read that, okay? Yeah, poor U.S. sales figures contrasted with global performance. Revenue, yeah, increased by 5%. No, everything's great. Total revenue jumped by 5%. Liars. You're liars. To nearly $16 billion. Ooh, okay. Contrast that with the $40 billion in market cap that you've lost so far this year because stocks ain't doing that well in the 3 months up to September, despite continuing struggles in the U.S. market. It's back a boycott. Yeah, of course, revenue fell in the United States 13.5%. Where's the good news? Where does the good news start? Company has been the subject of boycotts. We know all of that stuff in amidst. Yeah, sales for wholesalers fell 17.6%. Sales to retailers were down 16.6% on the back of a volume decline of Bud Light. But no, guys, don't worry. It's all coming up, bud. On Tuesday, the company said since the fall in sales in April, following the initial outcry, its shares of the U.S. market have leveled off. Yeah, you ended up digging out a third of your customer base that just don't seem to be coming back anytime soon. Our total beer market share has remained stable since the last week of April all through the end of September. That's one way to spin it. Holy, yeah, it's been stable. Stably dropping off. What's wrong with you? Survey conducted. Oh, good. We got instead of numbers, guys. Don't look at the burning building behind us. Eventually, it'll get put out. We'll be able to build something there. Okay, there's nothing to worry about right now. We got a survey. 40% of lapsed buyers of Bud Light were ready to come back. Yeah, of course. Anheuser Busch CEO Michael Ducaris said in a call with investors, "Oh, you silver lining looking for asshole. This gives us some certainty that we are moving in the right direction." Except, they said that, yeah, we're likely to come back, but are they though? Nope. But again, what's Bud Light? What is Anheuser-Busch's? What is InBev's go-to strategy in order to win back consumers? What have they been trying over every single long weekend since this shit kicked off? Memorial Day, Independence Day long weekend, Labor Day. What have they tried to do? They have tried to bribe you to come back to their fallen brand. But Bud Light is now endemic as a meme of a brand that was long regarded as some sort of quality. Something that you would reach for in a time when you were looking for a desired product, but then did something against the consumer base and then absolutely and totally fell by the wayside because of that. Since they've got this one survey that's out there saying that, oh, don't, 2/5 of people are going to be coming back any day now. We just can't really, figure out specifically when they're going to be coming back. What are they going to do in order to make sure that happens? Bud Light to pay out $1 billion. $1 billion. What? Sorry, what you just made? You just made $16 billion globally. So you're going to go out there and take a large swath of that just to pay out people in order to come back? Like, it's a strategy, that's for true. The owner of Budweiser and Corona is to hand investors $1 billion in a bid to restore confidence after the trans backlash against the company. Hey, wait a minute. I thought people were coming back. I thought that you guys actually had, like, organic optimism there. What about this story that came out in the same day? Boy, what a roller coaster of emotions that we had here for Bud Light. AB InBev, one of the world's largest brewers, yes, of course, promised to return cash to investors through a share buyback, the first in its history. Wow, as it announced a 13.5% slump in U.S. sales. Yeah, don't worry, guys. Everything is actually worse than it seems, but we'll give you money to make it look better. The company continues to feel the impact of the Bud Light boycott and a protest of the brand's marketing partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, who still couldn't give less of a fuck about this sponsorship. Those checks cashed. Dylan had an opportunity to spin that endorsement into a years-long victimhood grift, got awarded multiple accolades. How many different Women of the Year awards? How many breakthrough social media influencers? Meanwhile, Bud Light's left picking up the empty cans on the side of the road in order to turn a profit. Ugh. Glossing over a lot of the history that's well known. It's like, wow, have you seen the Modelo thing? It really took off, and now it's the #1 beer. Yeah, we know. And hey, did you guys hear about that dust up that they had with Dylan Mulvaney and that sponsorship? Yeah, we know. News of the share buyback. That's what's important. Which puts money in investors' pockets by buying their shares. So yeah, they're realizing that, yeah, our shares aren't exactly performing all that well, like we told you that they probably would. So instead of you holding on to those, we'll just buy them back. So you guys can turn a profit this year. That'd be great. Yeah, comes as the company struggles to move on from the crisis. No. We've been reliably told that they got good news from the drinkers. So good, in fact, that they have to buy back their shares. The brewer said U.S. off licenses and supermarkets were still ordering fewer cases of the beer 6 months. Oh, 7 full months, moving into the 8th. After the marketing tie-up with Ms. Mulvaney, sales to retailers in the United States were down 16.6% in 3 months to September. Yes, July to September. That's the full and complete quarter that we're looking at right now. You think it's going to turn around for the holiday season with all of that money that they threw at the NFL and everybody just going, Bud Light, remember what they did earlier? Now it's tranny fluid. That's just hilarious. But don't worry, guys. Everything's going to turn around in 2024 because there's nobody at all that's going to pay attention to this stuff next year, okay? And the UFC will be able to just usher in a brand new tone and temper for this once illustrious brand. Oh boy, if I'm doing Bud Light videos in 2024 because they continue to mess up, I'd imagine at some point before the end of that year, we'll be doing an Anheuser Busch looking at restructuring, filing for Chapter 11. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.